Legendary like my birthplace, it's my time like my birthday. Born ready in the first place, it's a marathon, run your race. Don't stop, keep going, I'm up early, don't sleep on them. I'm living out my dreams and my legacy. For the life of me, I'm good, and I go get it. You don't got it, I came with it. Number one now, take the spot in the crown. I'm sucker free, game great and I'm on top. When it's free in my...
What's up, guys? End of year 2. Can't believe we've done 2 years on YouTube already. Last year, end of year 1, we did a basketball giveaway, and at that point we were at 80 some, maybe less than 80 subscribers, and now come end of year 2, we are just under 600 subscribers. So for those of you who have subscribed over the last year, that's incredible. Thank you guys so much. And I figure last year's giveaway went so well that why not do it again? So in this video, we're gonna give away this Spalding Zi indoor-outdoor composite ball. But first, I thought we would talk about and go over just sort of a reminder, a refresher of what this channel is about, who is it for, and how can you get the most out of it. So the reason I'm explaining this and giving a refresher about what this channel is about is because this channel is unlike 99.9% of channels about basketball on YouTube. I think the best way, the most efficient way to explain who and what this channel is and for is to start with what it's not. So what this channel is not is 2 things. So it's not about how to do moves or drills. The bigger, more established basketball channels on YouTube are great channels. They have great content and they can teach you how to do moves and drills better than I ever could. So that's not what I do. Second of all, just to be transparent with you guys, I have never played or coached organized basketball. So I've never done high school, AAU, college, none of that. So if you're specifically looking for tips and advice of how to play organized basketball, I just don't have that info to give you. What I do have is 30 years of experience out here at the parks playing street ball. Dedicated experience. Experience that I take very seriously. It's my life's passion. But in terms of specifically how to play organized ball, it's not what I do. What I do is very unconventional, and I think the best way to explain it, the most efficient way, the most concise way, is for me to just give you guys my brief origin story and thus the origin of this channel. So when I was a little kid, I was terrible at basketball, but I didn't care because I loved it anyway. I just loved being on the court, I loved the movement of the game. I was terrible, I knew it, I didn't care, I just loved it. And then I learned the fundamentals of the game, and that taught me that I could actually get a little bit better at basketball. I had never considered that before. I just thought I was always going to be terrible, but I didn't care because, again, I loved it. But when I learned the fundamentals and got a little bit better, that sparked the curiosity in me to find out if I could get a little bit better, how far could I push that? How much better could I get? And that's when I started to become obsessed and have a passion for basketball. At which point I set 2 goals. So the first goal was just to see where my ceiling of potential of playing basketball was. How good could I get? And the second goal was to be able to go to any court, anytime against any players and respectfully hold my own. So be able to compete with anybody and through doing so, earn their respect. But I also knew that the reason I was so terrible at basketball to begin with is because I have no talent. I have no basketball talent, traditional talent. I don't even have really athletic talent. And so my mindset from the beginning always was that everybody out here is more talented than I am. But I still wanted to compete. I was still passionate and obsessed about playing basketball and competing and earning people's respect anyway, even without that talent. So I knew if I was going to compete with them, there was two prerequisites, which was first I had to learn and master the skills of the game. So dribbling, passing, shooting, all that stuff. I had to learn and master that stuff. And then secondly, I had to learn and master the strategy of the game. So offense, defense, how to run it, how to read it. I had to learn and master that stuff. But I knew that even if I mastered those things, I was still going to be at a talent and athletic disadvantage. I still wasn't going to be able to compete as well as I wanted to with anybody out at the park. So as I was learning those skills and that strategy and trying to learn it and master it, I also started to really study, really dig into the very small, minute, intricate details of the game, especially the psychology of the game. Anything that I thought would give me an advantage on the court, any tips, any tricks, anything small, anything that could possibly improve my game. It didn't matter how insignificant or seemingly unimportant it was, I did my best to learn everything I could. In fact, the more unimportant something seemed to be, the more I dug into and studied those things, because I knew that the opponents, my contemporaries, were going to be overlooking those small, minute, unimportant details. And if I studied those things, if I mastered those things, no matter how small they were, no matter how seemingly insignificant they were, if I had those things in my repertoire as a player, that was something that I had, a skill, a weapon, a strategy that I had that my opponents did not have. And even if they were aware of those things, they wouldn't be nearly as good at them as I was, because I knew I had to have those things in my bag. I knew I had to master them just to be able to compete with other players out on the court. I knew that I was more obsessed, more passionate than the other players out here. Thus I outworked them, thus I outstudied them, just so that I could be able to compete with them. But there is a catch, and that catch is that not only is there hundreds of these small little bite-sized tips and tricks and psychology details that go into improving your game, but the deal is, like, there's hundreds of them. They're small. Nothing is going to make a huge difference in your game. Not one tip, one piece of advice I give you is going to make one huge leap in your game. It's all small little bite-sized things that are going to help you to improve over time. So it's a lot of little stuff that takes a lot of hard work and a lot of time to combine together. That's what we're doing. We take all these small little pieces that are important in their small little ways, we put them together over time, and with a lot of hard work, a lot of repetitive practice, in the end, you can be able to compete with anybody out here on any court at any time. And if I can do it, and I'm nobody and I have no talent, if I can do it, if I can figure it out, then you definitely can. That's why I say that in order to get the most out of this channel, you need really two things. You need to be a basketball purist, meaning that you play basketball because you love basketball, and that's your number one reason above everything else. Your number one intention of why you play basketball should be because you love playing basketball, because it feels amazing to be on the court and to be improving your game. You can try to make organized basketball teams, and that's fine, but that should be way below your love for the game. The same thing with trying to earn a college scholarship so you can go to college for free, or maybe you're trying to make it to pro basketball so you can become rich and famous. Those things are fine as well, but in order for the content of this channel to really resonate with you, for it to really improve your game as much as it possibly can, your number one goal and intention should be, I love basketball, I can't get enough of playing basketball because it feels so right to be out on the court working and trying to get better. And number two, you're obsessed with becoming the best, most well-rounded player that you can become. Now I say this because, like I said, the more established basketball channels on YouTube have great content on them, and the majority of that content is how to do certain moves, how to do certain drills so that you can improve your game. I mean, if you're really a basketball purist, because you really love basketball and you want to try to get the most out of your career out here at the park as possible, then you should be willing to learn everything and anything you can that's going to improve your game. So you have a wealth of information on YouTube about how to do moves, about how to do drills, about how to imitate NBA superstars. All of that content is out there and it's great, but there's also forgotten, overlooked, intricate details, small, minute things about the game that you may not have ever even thought about before. And that's what I present to you. I'm the only channel on YouTube doing that. So yes, you should study those other channels, but don't neglect this kind of content. Because here's the deal, I'm not gonna waste my time wasting your time, meaning I'm not gonna give you useless information just to have contents and videos on my channel. The videos that I make, the content that I give you can actually help to improve your game. It's just gonna be small little bite-sized stuff that you're gonna have to put together over time, and it's gonna take a lot of hard work. The stuff I give you may seem unconventional, but just because it's unconventional, just because it's stuff that you normally wouldn't think about, doesn't mean that it can't help you. It can, and it will. Part of me wants to go dunk on this hoop, but I'm afraid to break it, and that's not some trouble that I'm looking for. I can't help myself. Kind of want to go from the free throw line. But yeah, I definitely can't do that. So thank you guys for watching. It's been a great 2 years, better than I could have imagined. Like I said, we've gone from 80 subscribers at the end of year 1 to just under 600 at the end of year 2. So thank you guys for showing up. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for all of your support. And like always, make sure you hit that like button. Also, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Definitely hit that subscribe button. And always hit that notification bell. YouTube's algorithm doesn't always show you and tell you when I have a new video. Unless you hit that bell, you will definitely be notified every time. So hit that notification bell as well. And thank you guys again. On to year 3. I will see you guys next week. So let's talk giveaway. So this is the Spalding Zi indoor-outdoor composite basketball. I have reviews and comparisons of this video. I'll put the cards up here so you guys can check those videos out. But giving this ball away. Last year I gave away the Spalding NBA Street Outdoor Rubber Basketball. This year it is the Spalding Zi Outdoor Indoor Basketball. Nothing wrong with this ball. It's got a tiny bit of wear and tear. It's barely noticeable, but there's nothing wrong with it. I just don't need it. Also, one of the things that this channel unintentionally became about was basketball reviews. I never intended the channel to have basketball reviews be kind of at the heart of it, but you guys request them and like them and watch them, so you know, what am I gonna do? Not review them? So I get different balls. I have many different basketballs at this point. I got 2 hands. I don't need that many basketballs, so I don't need this one, so I'm giving it away. And there's a couple ways to enter the giveaway, so I will link the giveaway page down below this video. And there's a handful of ways to win, but the biggest #1 way that you can get the most entries in order to be able to win this ball is to subscribe and visit the Streetball Strategies YouTube page. Oh, I gotta sit down. Okay, I'm old. Okay. So the giveaway is gonna run from October 30th through November 30th, at which time whatever email address you guys put in to be entered in the contest, that is the person that I will email. So make sure that the email that you put in, I'm not going to use it for any kind of spam purposes. It's only for this giveaway. Whatever email address you put in, that's the email address that I will then email you at to let you know that you've won. So make sure you put in a legit email address, no spam. So make sure you guys subscribe and visit the Streetball Strategies home YouTube page, and that'll give you the best opportunity to win this ball. And thank you guys for participating, and hopefully we'll do the same thing again next year.
Legacy, that's what I came to leave. I am a dog, check my pedigree. Don't know what's next for me, plenty of checks for me, they come and check for me. Oh yeah, we moving the change. Not missing the exit, ain't switching my lane. Knew at some point things were destined to change. Well, marry a thing, still need a game on lock. I hit the shot at the end of clock. To me it don't matter, win or